Look, Jay, we have buzzers.
I know the answer. Hey, brother, and welcome everyone to 2024, where if you've watched the channel for a while, you know that we've sorted ourselves. We've sorted each other, but now you have sorted us.
We're about to find out. Yeah, this is going to be so interesting. We have basically asked our patrons over on Patreon to answer all of the Wizarding World sorting questions based on how they think we might answer. So We're about to see how the rest of the world perceives us. Is it scary?
Prepare to be perceived.
Hey, brother! In case you are new to the Super Carlin Brothers community, sorts Jay and Ben on the internet, that kind of makes sense because we've never done it before. So now we're about to explain how it's all going to shake out. Isabel and Kangaroo Cat are on the other end of the camera. You can't see them. They are waving, and they have the answers to each of these questions. People have gone through, they've done the survey on our behalf. We have percentages based on what the majority of people, how they thought we would answer each individual question.
Yes.
We are going to be given those questions, and we are going to try to drop our ducks into cups accordingly based on how we think the audience perceives us. Not even how we would answer.
Right, so how we think we are perceived might be different from what our true answer is.
Right, yes, exactly. And then we'll probably debrief a little bit and explain what we think our actual answers might be.
What's interesting about this to me is that if you're out there, what will count as the correct answer is the one that got the most votes from someone. So you could be in the majority on some questions, but then not in the majority on others.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
So it should just filter down. So I think you're going to be a lot harder to do than me because I'm more like definitely Slytherin, and you're like, I don't know. It just sort of depends on the hour.
I'm a living, breathing identity crisis.
Yeah. Well, let's just see how
we should put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Sticker idea.
Sticker idea.
Oh man. Okay. So, without any further ado, question one.
Question one. Which of the following would Ben or Jay most hate people to call him? We've got A, ordinary, B, ignorant, C, cowardly, or D, selfish.
Okay, what do I think people... Okay, so what would I not want people to think about me?
Oh, selfish. I wouldn't want selfish. Ordinary!
I think that's what people are going to say for me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, how did we do?
So Ben, I have all of the answers for Ben.
Okay.
Ben's answer was 67% on selfish.
Mm-hmm.
D.
That tracks.
So I got it right.
Yeah.
You got it right.
No points. There are no points, but I still
points.
Okay, I like it.
Yep.
And then with 48%, Jay got ignorant.
Ignorant. Okay. So I was wrong about how I am perceived.
Okay, so that's interesting because I do feel like, and this sort of makes sense to me a little bit because ignorant feels like the Ravenclaw answer, and I do think like Ravenclaw seems like a close second for you because you've got like the whole memory thing going on. You're so good at trivia.
It's interesting to me that it was only 48%, which means there was not a majority agreement on what people thought.
I know.
I would not want people to think about me.
Hilariously, I almost think your assumption so far, just based on one question, is then maybe people know me better because more people all landed on D.
That's true.
Okay. So, but then the question, so then how would you have answered?
So I probably still would have said ordinary. I think that's a Slytherin answer, though. If I had to guess, the way the quiz works, in case you don't know, is that each question, each answer is weighted for like 2 houses normally. So like probably ordinary gets you points in Gryffindor and Slytherin or something.
I see what you're saying.
Whereas selfish probably gets you points in Gryffindor and Hufflepuff.
What were B and C?
B was ignorant and C was cowardly. I do have the percentages for all of the answers.
So that's definitely a Gryffindor answer.
Yeah, that's definitely Gryffindor. And B was ignorant?
B was ignorant.
That sounds like a Ravenclaw answer.
That does seem like the Ravenclaw. Does that mean I'm Hufflepuff?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out
Okay,
how
all right.
we don't know.
I'm so in my head on this one. I mean, as bad as this on the Jay versus Ben's, I feel like I want to like understand everything about what's going on.
Very on display, it feels
yes,
like.
it does.
And at the end of it, we do have percentages for each of the houses for you all. We don't have them broken down by house, but we do have them like at the end. The total of each of the answers, like all put together, is going to give you a percentage of houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right, question number 2. After Ben/Jay has died, what would he most like people to do when they hear his name? A. Miss him but smile. B. Ask for more stories about his adventures. C. Think with admiration of his achievements. D. He doesn't care what people think of him after he's dead. It's what they think of him while he's alive that counts.
I think people are going to have said C for me.
What was C? Sorry.
Think with admiration of his achievements.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that's how people answered for me.
Okay. I'm going to go with A.
Think about you and smile?
Yes.
Yeah. I bet that's what they said for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
With 39%, the answer for Jay is C. Think with admiration of his achievements.
But 39%, that means it was pretty split.
It's pretty split.
Okay,
so people didn't know exactly where to put you on that one. Okay.
And then for Ben, with 44%, we do have Miss Him But Smile.
Oh, we were both right.
We're both right on those.
Man.
All right.
Well, that's super fun. So wait, what was B again?
Ask for more stories about his adventures.
I think that's probably what my answer would be.
I like that one because I've like often thought like the best thing you could possibly do like on like a first date, for example, is not like dinner and a movie. It's like go and experience like something out in the world because that like forges like a memory with someone.
Right.
And so it's all my favorite thing to do with my friends is to find myself in a situation where we're like facing big odds, but doing it together.
Right.
So like, running a marathon last year, it was like a good one. It's like you go and you're like in it together and the blisters
together,
and the sweat.
Then you have those memories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Question 3. How would Ben or Jay like to be known to history? We've got A, the wise, B, the good, C, the great, or D, the bold.
People are going to put the great for me.
Yeah, I think they might.
I know. I'm feeling very confident that people voted C for me.
I don't think wise at all. That would be shocking for me. What was D?
D was the bold.
The bold. Yeah, that doesn't sound like me either. I'm going with.
Yeah, they're going to have said the good.
Yeah.
I think this is accurate.
Alrighty, with a 56%, people said the good for Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's B. That's correct.
Okay, so I'm like 3 for 3.
You're good. You got it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then with 36%, they said the great for Jay.
36 again.
Dang.
I'm very diverse though. Like people are like sorting different things out.
I really do. I think it's interesting that I feel like maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. I guess whatever I'm putting out there is that like yes. I don't know. I'm not sure how would I. I think when I've done the quiz before, I've said great, but the good would be pretty excellent too. What were the other two?
So
we've got the wise for A, and D was the bold.
Bold.
Bold is like, that's definitely the Gryffindor answer. Great just to me sounds like you did a lot. Like there's like a lot of legacy or something.
Yeah. Like I think great definitely, because it's interesting. Like good and great almost feel like tiers of one another, but I also think they're not tiers of one another.
Yeah,
like,
I would agree with that.
Good feels more like you did like morally good things. Great just means you did large things.
Yeah.
That's like that Ollivander line.
I know,
like,
terrible.
But great. But he's also saying about Harry, who does do great things.
He does do great things in different capacities. So great doesn't have
great
to.
Doesn't. Hopefully not evil.
But
I don't want you to do evil things.
Right.
Yeah.
I do think that this is how I would answer the question because I do think that like leaving a positive mark on everybody I meet is usually like what.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be between those two for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well done, people. Well, I guess well done to us for knowing how you know us.
There you go.
This is a weird format.
All right, question number 4. Given the choice, would Ben/Jay rather invent a potion that would guarantee him A, love, B, glory, C, wisdom, or D, power?
Oh, glory and power.
Glory and power seem like different answers. This is a terrible answer, I think.
What is A?
That was love.
A is love.
Oh. Do you think it's a terrible answer because the idea of like making a love potion just seems like...
Yes, that seems immoral.
It does seem immoral. That's a good point.
Yeah, that would guarantee you power or guarantee you glory. Well, I feel like just based on the way this is going, I think people are going to have said B for me.
Yeah, I would have to say C then, because I think if there was something like that I would covet that I could achieve through a potion,
right?
It's probably how I'd answer the question. There's a part of me that thinks that people will have interpreted love differently, and people could put A.
Yeah, they could for sure.
Okay. So I'm thinking. Okay, yeah.
This feels like artificial love, which I don't like the sound of.
Right. The question is whether or not, like, is it just saying, like, what do you value? Because, I mean, I would value love.
Yeah. Otherwise, that would be the answer. But if you're making a potion to do it, then it's not the answer.
Right. Okay.
So with 45%, they answered for J. C. Wisdom.
Really? Okay.
No, man, I got another one wrong. Okay.
And
all right.
with 67%, they answered with C, wisdom. For Ben.
Way!
Carlin's the wise.
So I think
suppose.
this is the first one where people have said the same for both of y'all.
You're right. It's the first time we've been perceived as the same.
That is interesting. Although, I mean, to be fair, I think like when we've sold like product in the past, like if there's like a blue or eagle themed piece of merch, it does tend to be like, our audience does seem to have the greatest percentile of like Ravenclaw representation. And I think that like if you're coming to our channel, that makes sense to me a little bit. Like I think because we're like deep divers, overthinkers, you know, like that's sort of like what we're attempting to provide to the internet. So I could even see, I could totally see that.
I also kind of thought of it as like a lot of the people that are quizmasters that were voting on this are also probably pop listeners, and y'all talk about like very deep like philosophical things on that, and so I think that could have factored into it as well.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a pro tip. If you want to get to know us on a more personal level, our podcast Popcorn Culture is the way to do it.
Yeah,
we are
for
wide open.
There.
So totally go check that out. Well, I'm curious for Isabel and Kat, what do you guys think about love? Does that how did the answers skew for that particular
I mean, I
option?
think when the quiz was like written, I think that it was probably meant to be like the Hufflepuffy answer a little bit of like that is. I think the way that this quiz is written is like it is like what are the things that you value, but I do think that the way that the question is written, love is like not a good answer.
It feels
just
like
just based on the context
answer.
of the books and like the lore that we know about love potions.
Exactly.
Like, of these four things, I would value love the most, but of making a potion, I think I would probably, it'd probably be between glory and wisdom.
It changes the perspective a lot.
It does, yeah.
Question 5. Once every century, the flutterby bush produces flowers that adapt their scent to attract the unwary. If it lured Ben or Jay, it would smell of A, a crackling log fire, B, the sea, C, fresh parchment, or D, home.
Oh, man. I know that you're going to say A for
It's got crackling fire.
Crackling fire for sure. You talk about wood so much.
We do.
I love wood. I love fires. I feel like I have like I think like the ADHD brain loves the irregular nature of the fire. Like I think staring at it is like this incredibly obscure puzzle piece that like can fit with like the erratic nature of my brain. And so like I feel like when I stare at a fire, it makes me feel very calm.
Okay.
So I think
so
that is both how I would answer and how I think people will answer.
Okay, so read them again. We have fire.
We've got fire, the sea, fresh parchment, or home.
I really don't know what people think scent would attract me here. I think they would say fire for you. I would probably say fire for myself. But I think I'm gonna put home.
Okay, I was thinking home for you, for what it's worth, because I feel like you have always been good at entertaining yourself.
Yeah.
You do like time. You've got like a little bit like the introvert in you. You can recharge by being alone. Yeah.
Yes.
But then also,
and then, like family.
Your family, of course, yeah. So
with 48%, the answer for Ben was a crackling log fire.
Yeah, obviously.
Not even a little bit surprising.
Yep.
Nope.
And then with 47%, the answer for J is D, home.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Amazing. All right.
My curiosity, Kat, is how high was the sea? Because I do have the whole aquarium
That's true.
association.
That was your next one with 23%.
Yeah. What was my next one?
Your next one was a crackling log fire.
Okay, so there we
28%.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we sort of knew the top two.
I think one of the things that doesn't always come through about you on Super Carlin Brothers is that, like, when we were growing up, your involvement with the Boy Scouts was rather significant. Like, you spent a lot of weekends, like, with your friends and dad away, like, camping or backpacking or doing, like, woodland type stuff.
Oh, yeah, yes. Very outdoorsy.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that comes across as much all the time. I feel like there's like, the way I present myself to the world does not, like, reflect my entire experience with the world.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But, like, this particular pie slice, it represents it very well.
It does. People know this about me, and this is very true.
Yes.
Question number 6. 4 goblets are placed before Ben and Jay. Which would he choose to drink? A, the foaming, frothing, silvery liquid that sparkles as though containing ground diamonds.
Oh.
B, the smooth, thick, richly purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums. C, the golden liquid so bright that it hurts the eye and which makes sunspots dance all around the room. D, the mysterious black liquid that gleams like ink and gives off fumes that makes him see strange visions.
Oh, gosh.
Man,
I don't know. I think, the one, my answer is A.
Your answer
That is
so
what I think I would drink of these presented.
the crushed diamonds.
The crushed diamond one.
Okay, and then the chocolate and plum. I don't think particularly.
I don't think people answered that for either of us.
Yeah,
Myself, maybe.
The gold sort of.
Maybe.
The fact that it's so bright feels loud in personality a little bit.
Yeah. I can
Then
see that.
this
and then this one, what was this one?
It's like the dark inky.
The dark inky one. I can see maybe people answered that one for me because that feels like the Slytherin sounding answer, but I still think A.
Okay. Oh, I'm torn. And I feel like I'm torn between A and C is what I'll go C. I'll go C.
You went for the gold?
I'll go C. I'll go with the gold.
Go for
I'll
the
go with the gold, yeah.
All right.
All right, with 37%, they voted for B, the smooth, thick, richly purple drink.
For me?
For Jay.
Oh, boy, that was like
Interesting.
my least.
Okay, so that.
Okay.
That's
that would have been
fascinating.
like the last one, I think.
Okay.
And then with 67% for Ben, they put the same thing, the smooth, thick, richly purple drink.
The purple
Interesting.
chocolate drink.
How about that? I wonder if it's at all because of, like, the coffee company.
I was about to say, yeah,
could
I think
be.
it has to do with Carlin
Yeah,
Brothers coffee and all
that
the
could
chocolate
be-
we do.
That could totally be it.
I can say, because we even sell chocolate.
We do even sell chocolate,
Yeah.
and it's like raspberry chocolate. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
there we go.
I feel like the black liquid is a red flag. Like,
I
who-
know. It's like I feel like there's nothing that seems.
appealing?
But I guess
I'm going up to it and you're like,
the thing is,
more.
like, something that baffles me in general is that like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, for example,
Yeah.
it's like, if just purely by description, like, of not the flavor profile of, like, visibly what it looks like.
Right.
It doesn't seem.
It's just like a dark brown liquid.
Yeah, it's like, would you like to drink like an opaque, dark brown liquid that foams kind of brown as well?
Yeah. If someone just handed you like a glass of like
Yes,
Coke
yes,
with
I
like
would.
no
Yeah.
fizz or bubbles, like I'd be like,
Is that motor oil?
what
or?
is that? This is like
that
really
motor
brown
oil?
water. I don't know.
Although
Yeah.
I haven't had a dark soda in over a decade, and my own description of a Coke just now literally made my mouth water. So I'm like, what is happening to
My
me?
new favorite, one of my new favorite like treats to give myself is we have got the fridge in my garage. And it is like extra cold because of just the temperature outside and stuff. But like it makes the Diet Cokes out there like just about slushy.
Oh.
And so I take that and I have like a pellet ice machine.
Yep.
Fill up a glass, and then I'll fill it with the Coke. And then we've got this like true lime crystals. I'll put that in there, and then I mix it up and I drink it with a metal straw. It is so
Ooh.
good.
Metal straw is elite.
Yeah, metal straw
Absolutely
is key.
elite.
It keeps it cold all the way to
Yeah.
your mouth. It's like as cold as you can make the Diet Coke, and then like the lime in there. Man,
You were
that's-
killing me right now. I
know.
need. Would somebody please grab me my carbonated beverage? Because I mean, man. Okay, that sounds.
Try it.
That sounds.
Oh, man.
I really appreciate like how you walked us through that, Jay. Like
I know that
you
that
have,
was
like your
some
hand
very
motions were on
elaborate
point.
stories.
Like, I can tell that you really do that often.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
a certain glass I use.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Question 7. What kind of instrument most pleases Ben or Jay's ear?
Oh.
Is it A, the violin, B, the trumpet, C, the piano, or D, the drum?
Gosh, I'm like trying to think. It's the who says the drum? Great instrument. Not sure it's pleasing on the ear by itself. I know, like, whenever we get this question, like, do you wish you could play an instrument? Like, my answer, because I did play the trumpet, and that's loud, not pleasing to the ear either. So people might have said that because if you know, I used to play the trumpet, like, until, like, 9th grade or something.
I don't think I knew that.
But
because I also did.
Okay. The answer to what instrument do I wish I could play is the violin.
Is violin A?
Okay.
A violin is A, trumpet, piano, drum?
Correct.
Okay. So I think I've said out loud on the internet that I would like to know how to play the violin, so that's what I'm going to go here. But I don't know.
I really like the violin as well.
Yeah.
That would be because it's also such a, it's like one of those instruments where it's like when you watch somebody play it, I mean, not that this isn't true for many instruments, but like it seems both challenging and then somehow effortless in the way that somebody does it.
Like it feels like when people are good at it, they're like really like lost in, because
I was
it's like
about to say,
a whole body,
watching
like,
somebody play violin
maneuver.
is like beautiful the way that they get into it, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is so not related to this question, but like Lindsay Sterling, I think was one of the first ever like, YouTubers I watched.
If I could ever go to a Lindsay Sterling concert, Lindsay, if you can give us tickets to a concert, I would love to come see it.
We know you're a fan.
Like, big fan.
Big fan.
We know you're watching.
All right, you know what? I feel like there's no way to,
Okay.
So I just agree, also A.
You put violin?
Yes.
Okay. And with 40%, the answer for Ben was the piano.
Oh, that was my second
choice.
choice.
Was that your first wrong one?
That was
No,
my second
you got
wrong
the,
one.
'cause you got the drink
I got the
wrong,
drink
too.
wrong
Yeah.
as well. Yep. So I'm in a valley at the moment.
With 51%, the answer for Jay was also C, the piano.
Oh,
interesting.
man.
And you
Okay.
actually only had 9% for trumpet, so I don't think that's a heavy
Yeah,
round.
how do we have for violin?
Yeah, I don't know that I knew that
27.
27? Okay.
Yeah, and it was
People don't
it was
know.
31 for violin as
Yeah,
well.
I played the trumpet for 4 years and nobody knows.
Now they do.
I literally
they do.
didn't. I've worked here for 2.5 years and I did not know that because I also played it from like 7th to 9th grade.
I didn't know that about you either, though.
I don't talk about it a lot. I had to give it up because I got braces and it hurt a lot, and I had kept having to put the wax on the braces, and it was very uncomfortable.
You know what? I had to
I
play
remember-
with braces also.
It's the worst.
I remember the wax.
It is the
Yeah,
actual
little
worst
wax,
instrument to
little
play
tubes.
with braces.
Yeah.
All right, so people don't know what our musical tastes are, but you know what? That tracks. 'Cause if you know anything about me and Ben, it's that we're bad at music.
Yeah.
It's true. And honestly, it's interesting to me as well because I would say that, like, I think that both as standalone instruments that are able to perform a song, and this is probably, it's like, how many people are you about to make mad with this comment? But I feel like, I mean, not that an amazing, like, drum solo isn't an incredible thing to, like, witness. Like, I saw, like, Travis Barker play, like, 2 months ago, and it was insane. But I feel like just performing a song start to finish, drum and trumpet by themselves seem like a harder sell.
Right.
Whereas like a piano could always speak on its own.
Right.
Like it can play, it can do so
Right,
much.
as
And
can the violin.
As can the
Yeah.
violin.
They're both- strings.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Maybe that's why
Yeah.
where that comes from.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I do love the sound of piano. I think probably my favorite instrument to listen to, weirdly, though, is the saxophone.
Oh,
That's
I
a good one.
love a
Yeah.
saxophone solo.
Saxophone. My father-in-law can play some sax.
I love it. I think it sounds really satisfying.
Well, hello and welcome everybody to the first scenic route of 2024, where as always we have to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Rocket Money. For example, a few years back now, my wife Alice bought a brand new car which came with a trial subscription to a satellite radio, which she just instantly loved. So when the trial period was over, we just kept the subscription going. But then just earlier this week, I was reviewing all of our recurring subscriptions, as I sometimes do, when I realized that there was the little exclamation point next to the satellite radio subscription, and it was asking, "This seems a little bit high. Would you like us to renegotiate for you?" To which I was like, yes, absolutely. You're telling me that I have to do exactly nothing and you'll actively start saving me money every month? Yes, please. But then I also just get to like feel a little bit fancy, like, oh yes, I get to send my negotiators to handle that for me. Ha ha ha. But that's what they do. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills. I mean, just listen to this. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and on average saves their users $720 per month and has helped save over $500 million in unwanted subscriptions. So stop paying for things that you're simply not using and save money by heading on over to rocketmoney.com/J-versus-B. Again, that's rocketmoney.com/J-versus-B. And one last time, rocketmoney.com/J-versus-B. Link in the description down below.
Well, Sapobs, everyone. Welcome to the Scenic Table, where I get to tell you about today's other sponsor, ExpressVPN. Look, we all know Harry and friends could have just been sneaky in the night when they're moving about the castle. I mean, let's face it, they've got a fair bit of experience in this arena, but they never go out without the invisibility cloak because it's just better to be careful. Not that Harry doesn't get caught even when he has the cloak with him or just decides to take it off for no reason, but whatever. But this is also true when you're on your internet. Think of ExpressVPN like your very own digital invisibility cloak, but it's not so much about hiding you as it is about all of your personal data. Whenever you're connected to an unencrypted network, whether it's at the airport, library, cafe, or, a castle in the dark of night, you need to be on the lookout for poltergeists, or to be fair and more likely in this case, a hacker who can easily gain access to your data. Enter ExpressVPN, which creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet, so they can't. And if it helps to think of it as a secret passage, I heavily advise it. For me personally, aside from my love from a good secret passage, it's all about peace of mind because I'm always on the move and a lot of my life is on my device, so letting it do its job quietly in the background without any interference is well worth it. Plus, it literally could not be easier to use. Just fire up the app. There's one button. It's giant. You click it and boom, you're protected. So check it out today and get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN free at expressvpn.com/J-versus-B. That's expressvpn.com/J-versus-B. expressvpn.com/J-versus-B. Link is in the description down below.
All right. Question number 8. Ben or Jay enters an enchanted garden. What would he be most curious to examine first? A. The silver-leafed tree bearing golden apples. B. The fat red toadstools that appear to be talking to each other. C. The bubbling pool in the depths of which something luminous is swirling. Or D. The statue of an old wizard with a strangely twinkling eye.
Okay, that one's boring.
Interesting. Okay,
what do I think? I think probably A or C is where I was leaning for what. So read A again.
The silver-leafed tree bearing golden apples.
Yeah.
And what was C? This is the pool.
The bubbling pool in the depths of which something luminous is swirling.
Oh, I feel like C. I think C.
Yeah.
With 33%, they voted for J. D. The statue of an old wizard with a strangely twinkling eye.
No!
You wrote it off so fast.
Play it again. What did you say? Well, that one's boring.
As soon as you said that, Kat and I just looked at each other.
Oh man.
and then with 41% for Ben, they put the bubbling pool in the depths of which something luminous is swirling.
Yeah!
So yeah, you did get that one correct.
Okay. All right.
But it was pretty close for Jay, I would say, wasn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause 33%?
B and C were both tied with 31%.
Okay. So people were these I think are tricky because it's like the last several versus like the ones that are like much more personality driven.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like these are like a little bit more obscure. These are the ones where I feel like the wizarding world is sort of like you sort of want there to be a reason why anybody could end up anywhere.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Like these don't obviously have houses attached to them.
Not
as much,
not necessarily. I'm trying to think of what who I think would go for. I mean, one of Gryffindor's colors is like gold.
Sure.
So that could be why you would go for
and then
that.
you could say this one's like the pool, like the water is sort of like the Slytherin element or something.
Sure.
That could be there. But what was the other one? What was B?
The
toadstool.
fat red
The toadstools?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Awful.
But the fact that they're chatting with each other, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like giggling.
Yeah.
The mushrooms are. I'm not gonna lie. There's probably a huge part of me that if I was out in nature and witnessed toadstools.
If you saw mushrooms talking to each other, you'd be like, was I eating mushrooms?
Did I eat some of those? What? Oh man, that's a good point.
And now, if you are wondering why we have A through G on the table here, this question is why. Question number 9. What is Ben or Jay most looking forward to learning at Hogwarts?
Oh.
Okay.
We've got A, apparition and disapparition.
Okay.
B, transfiguration. C, flying on a broomstick. D, hexes and jinxes. E, all about magical creatures and how to befriend/care for them. F, secrets about the castle. Or G, every area of magic he can.
Oh, I think people put that for me.
Ooh, man.
That's where I'm landing right here. I don't know. For me, what was B? B was a pretty good one.
B was transfiguration.
No, never mind. What was A?
Apparition.
Apparition's the other
Yeah,
one.
teleporting
is awesome.
Yeah.
You don't get to learn it until your last year, though, or
But-
second to last year.
But even so,
Imagine
even if you were a
inconvenient it would
wizard
be
and
if,
your
like,
only power was
11-year-olds-
teleporting, your life is so much better.
So
Like
Yeah.
teleporting is like, people say like, what's your superpower? Flight would be fun to do, but like teleporting is like, I'm home.
I'm home.
That's it. I was done.
Yeah,
I'm still flying. I'll tell you that much, Voldemort.
Yeah.
Good reason to be late for anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, because in general in life, I would say that I feel like I'm like a generalist, not a specialist. Like I think that I'm like a little bit good at some things, but not a lot good at anything. So part of me thinks G, but the other thing was the broomstick is C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, flying on a broomstick
Alright,
is C.
Yeah.
I'm going because there is something.
yeah, that's great too.
Like sometimes I wake up from like dreams where I can fly, and
Yeah.
it's just sort of like that feeling. Like it's not the immediacy of it that seems so glorious to me. It's the sensation.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
That's
you
the
know.
thing. That's like, this has got more utility. This is way more fun. But this would sort of be all of it.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. A little bit of everything. Okay, so how do we do?
Alrighty, well, Ben, I do think that the public knows that you're a generalist. They did put every area of magic he can with 39%. So pretty.
That's
with something
tough.
split between, what is that, 7? That's a pretty overwhelming
That
majority.
is okay. Okay,
It's a
so
lot.
I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that. I
Yeah.
understand completely where you're coming from, and I think that's a fair bet.
And then with 43%, they voted the same thing for Jay. Every
Whoa.
area of magic he can.
Boom! Knew it. You guys, we're back on the same page.
Back on the same
I forgive
page.
you for the weird statue.
It's so funny because when I read that, I was like, oh, that's what I would look at. And
Really?
oh, boring.
There's a twinkle in his eye, and it's a statue.
I feel like it could be something cool.
Muggles
I mean, like,
can make twinkling eye statues.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know how twinkly
What's at
it
the
is.
bottom of that pool, man? You gonna go in there? How dare you?
I don't know.
Sounds like a
I feel like bodies of water are scary.
But you can see to the bottom.
Right? To the swirling thing?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I
the
don't
heart
know.
of Tafiti.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
Could be.
All right, question 10. Which of the following does Ben or Jay find most difficult to deal with? A, hunger. B, cold. C, loneliness. D, boredom. Or E, being ignored.
Oh, personally,
Loneliness for me.
oh man, it's my true answer is probably D, but based on how things have gone on the show, I'm going with cold.
Cold. Oh,
Yeah.
your feet can't handle it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just quick cut to our frozen plunge challenge.
Oh, it's so cold.
And go.
Oh my gosh. Oh, 3 seconds. Oh my gosh. It's so cold. Oh my god. Oh, it's my feet. It's my feet for sure.
Forgot
Before
about
I tell you what it actually was, they only have 8% for cold. You were
For
wrong.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess
But-
because they were like, maybe they saw that and they were like, Jay can obviously handle the cold, even if he hates it.
Yeah.
He's so strong.
Could be.
Wow.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
He's so strong. That's
Yeah.
what people are saying.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
The winner with 39% was D, boredom.
Boredom for me.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're never bored, in my opinion.
That's true.
In my eyes, because there is no one better at entertaining themselves than this person. It's just like, I feel like you always know what you want to be doing. Like if you have like spare time, if like your kids are down or like Beth is off with other friends or something, it's like, you're not like, how should I spend this night? Maybe I'll just throw in headphones and fold laundry. No,
Right.
you're like, no. I'm going to go stream.
I mean, not never. I
Not
would
ne-
never
okay.
do that, but
Okay.
I just wouldn't be bored doing it.
Oh, got it.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I give the answer, I would just like it noted that the first 0% answer on this whole thing between the two of you for Ben was cold.
Oh
Man.
Okay.
Weirdly enough.
I do have an affinity for ice, so that tracks.
Yeah.
I like cold plunges.
Yeah.
So.
But the answer with 50% actually was boredom.
Oh man, not loneliness.
Not
loneliness.
Okay.
Man.
Loneliness was your close second. It was 39% for loneliness.
Okay. So boredom. possibly, I would say these two even go very hand in hand for me, which is that I like to be around people whenever possible. And so when I'm not, I am both bored and lonely.
Yeah, real extrovert.
I would also
energy
say that
over
people
there.
know that you are like constantly doing new hobbies. Or picking up new hobbies.
Trying something new.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's fair. That's a good assessment. I don't disagree.
Well, I feel like, my answer was almost entirely motivated by the cold plunge challenge from last year, which otherwise I would have said, what was D, being ignored?
D was boredom, E was being ignored.
Oh, there was an E. Okay.
Yeah.
I probably would have guessed E, but I guess I would have been wrong.
Alrighty, question 11. Ben or Jay and two friends need to cross a bridge guarded by a river troll who insists on fighting one of them before he will let all of them pass. Does he, A, attempt to confuse the troll into letting all three of them pass without fighting? B, suggest drawing lots to decide which of them will fight? C, suggests that all three of them should fight without telling the troll? Or D, volunteer to fight?
I think
You would volunteer to fight?
I think so.
You think they think you would volunteer to fight?
I think so.
Interesting.
I think so. Yeah. Well, I had an instance in high school where I got in trouble
That's true.
for having something I wasn't supposed to have. And my entire group of friends in this particular instance were all in the same spot. We all could have gotten in trouble together, or the opportunity was given for one of us to just claim possession of said thing, which I did do. So that was.
There you go.
That's like my metaphorical battle with the troll.
Right. Yeah. There you go. you took the fall.
I took the fall.
You
Took
did
the
indeed,
battle. Did the thing.
I'm between A and C for what people think I would do without telling the troll.
I have an opinion on what I think you would do.
You do? Okay.
I think I have a thought, so I'm curious to see whether or not you go with it.
Okay. Let's see. I think this feels very like element of surprise. I'm going for C. I think they said C.
Okay. I think before I give the answer, I think it's interesting, Ben, that your thought process for the answer for D, volunteer to fight, was like a falling on the sword, selfless thing. Where I personally would have interpreted that as like the like being brave and like stepping up to do it instead of everybody else.
Yeah, I was thinking of it the exact same way as
When-
Kat.
Yeah.
Oh, when you say that, that does make sense to me. To me, it almost seems like even the idea of like drawing straws is sort of like one of those things where it's like, okay, like we need to find a fair way to decide who might have to be the one to do it, and nobody wants to be the one like to go up against it. So it's just like, we'll draw straws, whoever it is, we made it as fair as possible, which to me almost made it. That's why I was reading it more like
I can see what you're
like. I think volunteering on behalf so that others don't have to do it, I guess, is maybe the thought process.
Yeah, I think probably the thought process of the quiz was stepping up because you're the brave one.
Got it. Okay.
But with an overwhelming 48%, people put A for you. Attempt to confuse the troll into letting all of them pass without fighting.
Okay, so yeah, that also made sense. To me, this is like one of those things that I thought, this is what I thought Jay would get.
Okay.
Because this to me seemed very strategic.
Yeah.
Like, and I think a lot of times, like when we are watching like a reality show like Survivor or something, you're like, no, the obvious thing to do is this. And I'm like, yeah, that was that's a good point. When you say it like
I was
that.
just this one because this is also the like get like the go for broke one, the like go for the dunk.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
don't worry. No. Like, fight the troll. What if all three of us get past and no one fights the troll? Like, that seems like the best outcome, so go for that. That's why I was thinking maybe people would choose that for me.
Okay.
But what do people choose for me?
With 52%, they chose A, attempt to confuse the troll.
Man, I should have gone for that. Should have gone for it. That's what I was between.
I knew
A and
it.
C.
I'm glad I got to say it before we revealed
Yeah.
it, because I was like, this feels like the right one.
Yeah.
All I could think when you were talking, Ben, was just, I volunteer as tribute. I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah.
Volunteers tribute. I may have gone through my head inside of that day.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right, question 12. If Bae or Jen could have any... Jen.
I thought you did that on purpose.
I thought you did
you
too.
not do it on purpose?
You totally could have kept going, and I would have believed you did
that
that
was
on purpose.
so good.
Bae or
The
Jen?
question is, who's Bae and who's Jen?
Right? Yeah.
Okay, question...
This is great. They're
Lost
losing
it.
it.
Lost it.
I'm fine.
I'm wheezing.
The way that, like, it came out of my mouth and I was like, wait.
You just said
I really thought you were just doing that on purpose.
You sounded so confident.
Okay. I got it.
me.
Okay, question 12. If Ben or Jay could have any power, which would he choose? A, the power to read minds. B, the power of invisibility. C, the power of superhuman strength. D, the power to speak to animals. E, the power to change the past. Or F, the power to change your appearance at will.
God, these are also
Man.
To clarify, that the B was power of invisibility.
Invisibility.
I think he said that, but it sounded like invincibility.
Apparently
people,
I can't read this question.
No,
read minds, invisibility.
Great.
Man.
These are all really good. Read minds is not one I would want. And invisibility, I don't think people would think I would choose invisibility.
Invisibility, it's hard to know how, for Harry, it's incredibly useful and, practical, but it's hard to know in your everyday life when being invisible would help.
Right. It feels like a very creepy answer.
It seems like it could be used rather negatively. So I've struggled with this question in the past as well because reading minds is not something I would want to do because I think that I know that sometimes people can have thoughts, and just because they thought them doesn't mean they said them, and there's a difference. Yeah. But knowing that they ever thought it could still be hard.
Right.
But that I think is the point of human individual growth is that we don't say everything that we think, and there is a difference.
Right.
However, I do oftentimes desperately want to know what people are thinking, or want to have a better understanding, or I have never been good at knowing how other people perceive me.
Well, that's what this whole game is.
I know, which is interesting. It's very fascinating to see the results. But so this one's screwing with me a little bit because part of me thinks I could totally see why that would be useful, and the other part of me is I don't know,
I don't want to know what other people are thinking.
I know.
I'm going for C, strength.
Okay.
That's what people thought I wanted. Maybe.
Then change the past is kind of scary.
Change the past is not being sad. I don't like that answer. I don't even know if that's even a Harry Potter thing, right? They do the time turns, but they don't change the past. Because it was always that way.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with speak to animals.
Oh, okay.
Is that D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this one's a pretty close one. Okay. But with 28% for Jay, they said the power to read minds.
The power to read minds? Man, I'm really striking out. I'm being definitely not A.
Not that one.
That was a clear one that's a no for me.
It was very close for you for the superhuman strength,
it was 28% for the winner, and then 24% for invisibility, and 25% for superhuman strength. Everything else was kind of low.
Okay, so this was still second place.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. All right, and what was it for Ben?
And then for Ben, with 29%, it was the power of superhuman strength.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
I guess, the rock climbing, the sporting, I think I get that, but I personally probably, my brain went to the power to read minds, because I think you want to know what people are thinking. Yeah. Not incessantly always have to.
No, yeah, but I know.
I think it's more of an empathy, sympathy thing for you.
Yeah. And
why do you think people thought I wanted to read minds then?
Guess we'll never know. I can't read my mind.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, and I'm a big old heart to heart. So if I have the ability to sit down with somebody and sort of hey, let's have this piece of communication and be totally forthright with each other, that's something I could totally see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So did speak to animals rank at all?
For you, the power to speak to animals was second with 24.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, which I was a little surprised. It was super low for Jay.
4% for Jay. Yeah.
Okay. What do animals know? What are they going to say? I'm hungry.
Jay, known animal hater.
Ben's just sitting at his fish tank hey guys.
And they're feed me.
Question 13. A Muggle confronts Ben or Jay and says that they are sure he is a wizard. Does he A, ask what makes them think so? B, agree and ask whether they like a free sample of a jinx? C, agree and walk away, leaving them to wonder whether you are bluffing? Or D, tell them that you are worried about their mental health and offer to call a doctor?
Oh, man. I feel like...
That feels like gaslighting.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, that sounds so good. I feel like C feels like the good one. Like, are you a wizard? Yes. Bye.
Yeah.
That does feel like a very J thing
That
to
feels
do.
like the like a little bit of. I'm going for C. I think that's a good one for me. Yeah.
Okay, and so B is the jinx one. A is the what makes you think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
All right.
I was between A and C. What
right.
makes you think so?
What makes you think so? Tell me more.
Along the same lines of the wanting to know what people are thinking.
Oh, so your way of doing it is like, let me really get to the bottom of why do you think so? I would be like, why do you think so?
What was my
it's all about
tell?
your tone. Yeah,
I was about to say, yeah, it's definitely
What gave me away?
definitely based on tone, and that was the correct answer with 41% was ask what makes them think so for Ben.
Okay.
And then for J, it was with 44% C, agree and walk away.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got that one right.
That's such a J move.
Yes.
That is super funny. No, I get that.
Fantastic.
That
I'm
literally
glad
is like,
you guys know me that well.
yes, because I feel like this is the full embodiment of when we were in high school. We made like the little slips of paper for the GMA, which was like the name for our group of friends.
Yeah.
We like stuck them all over the school, and nobody knew who the GMA was or why
Yeah.
these stickers were showing up everywhere. And like I think what you loved the most was people just like talking about it and like, hey, you guys see these stickers? Like,
going on?
and you're like, I know why they're there. I did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know the truth.
Right. By the way, those stickers are available at Carlin Brothers Mercantile. Link in the description down below.
Also, if you find like a real live one at Cave Spring High School, I mean, bravo to you. I would check. I think it would not surprise me. Most of them are obviously gone, but I want to say our good buddy John would like go through and just put them in like library books. So like those could still exist.
The library books could still be
Yeah.
there. The one that I knew stayed there the longest, like after you had graduated, was in the cafeteria. There was like a fire alarm, like light bulb flashy thing,
Yeah.
and it was probably like 12 feet in the air, and it was on top of it.
Oh.
So
Whoa.
that one stayed there for at least until I
How'd you get up
graduated.
there? Was there just a ladder lying around?
I think chairs.
Chairs were involved.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Using mostly spoons.
Yeah.
Alrighty, question 14. Which nightmare would frighten Ben or Jay the
Oh
most?
boy.
A. Standing on top of something very high and realizing suddenly that there are no hand or footholds, nor any barrier to stop him falling. B. An eye at the keyhole of the dark, windowless room in which he is locked. C. Waking up to find that neither his friends nor his family have any idea who he is. Or D. Being forced to speak in such a silly voice that hardly anyone can understand him and everyone laughs at him.
Oh man.
Gosh. So basically, heights, enclosed space.
Well, specifically like an
an
eye in the
an
keyhole.
eye while you're locked in a room.
An eye is watching you.
And, like an eye appears, like a creepy eye appears in the window of a room you're locked in.
Or in a
keyhole.
A keyhole.
Okay. And then C is people not remembering you.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
family and
Yeah,
friends.
that's gotta be that
one.
Yeah.
Yep, with 60%, they said C for J.
Yep. There
And
we go.
81% for Ben, yeah. Same.
Wow,
Yeah,
81.
wow.
81, yeah, very
Man.
overwhelming
There we go.
majority.
Okay. I mean, that could just be just we have families and kids.
Yes, yeah. The thought of Addison not knowing who I was,
Yeah.
like, I probably can't even say that 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a fun one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can really freak myself out thinking about being high up though. Not that I'm like actually afraid of heights, but like I can think about like being really high and like make my palms sweaty.
I know, yeah, it's true. Like for like a long period of time in like our youth, we would do like cliff jumping into water, which was usually like 30 feet at
Yeah.
max. But like, yeah, I feel like I got somewhat comfortable with heights, but it is different depending on like what the circumstances
It
are.
absolutely is. This one, I mean, this past weekend, Luke kept asking me, like, what if you couldn't talk? And I would just be like, and he would laugh at me, and it was hilarious. We did it many times.
So if anyone's
This is just a regular game I play.
Yeah.
who doesn't want to make people laugh?
Come on.
And finally, question 15. Which road tempts Ben or Jay the
Oh
most?
boy.
We've got A, the wide, sunny, grassy lane. B, the narrow, dark, lantern-lit alley. C, the twisting, leaf-strewn path through the woods. Or D, the cobbled street lined with ancient buildings.
I feel like it's got to be C. The path through the woods. I think we've told way too many camping stories for it to not be that.
the path
Like,
of the
who would be
woods.
tempted by the creepy street?
I know.
And this one's so boring. God, no. I'm gonna do it again.
the like sunny
Yeah,
meadow.
this one, no, come on.
Yeah.
And then
That's
this one,
delightful. What are you talking about?
the woods.
Yeah, I think I got to go woods too. That just, I mean, I just love being in the woods.
Yeah.
Alrighty, with 55% for Ben, it was the twisting, leaf-strewn path through the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then with 45 cents, oh my god, I cannot talk
Twice.
anymore. 45% for Jay, the cobbled street lined with ancient buildings.
Really?
Oh.
The buildings. I mean, that's probably the second one out of these 4 that I would go for. So
It does sound
that's fair. What
interesting.
was second place?
The woods.
The
Okay,
woods. Okay.
okay.
All
And
right.
it's like a 20% difference.
Oh wow, so it's a big difference. Okay.
Okay, so do you guys have which house? Don't tell me right away, but do you guys have which house that we are then supposed to be in based on the viewers' responses?
I do,
Yeah,
yes.
I feel like we should tell them their least percent first.
Yeah.
Like go like back to forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to here? Let's move these 3 out of the frame.
Okay.
Because we have our 4 houses here. Do you want to, based on how everybody answered, do you have any gut feeling as to where you would land?
Oh, I feel like maybe I landed in Ravenclaw based on how they answered. I think it's probably between Slytherin and Ravenclaw.
I think I would be in
landed-
Hufflepuff based on responses, which I can't disagree with either. So it's like I feel like having so much affirmation by other people like suggesting it, it's sort of like, maybe I'm learning about myself. Okay.
So the bottom for Ben with 15% was Slytherin.
Really? Man, that's surprising that it's the lowest one.
I think I've changed a lot in the past decade. I think for a huge part of my life, the underlying like ambition and drive to succeed was at the forefront of my mind. Like I think I really wanted because I really didn't know. I didn't have a career path for most of my life. Like I got out of high school, didn't know what I wanted to do. I got into college, like was taking classes, getting like higher education, still didn't know what I wanted to do. Graduated college and was like, I don't know.
Right.
So I think like
Relatable content.
yeah, like I think
It's the exact same.
right, exactly. Yeah. So it's like I think more than anything, what I really, really, really wanted was to know how to apply my talents and skills and excel at something.
Right.
And I think that translated a lot into ambition and like sort of like business kind of growth because that's sort of like where I was landing. But I think that as time has gone on and we've been able to find some of that, I think it's like occurred to me as like, okay, now that you have it, now that you've coveted it and achieved it, it's sort of like you start to realize like maybe that isn't as big of a priority to me as I always thought it was. Which I understand is also not something anybody can necessarily realize until they've already like crossed that threshold a little bit.
I would say that, I agree with that. It's like, I think like a lot of the questions seem to be like tailored towards like greatness and stuff like that. It's like, I feel like, well, I have no idea if they're going to land me in Slytherin or not, but like, I feel like personally it was always like, just want to be great at whatever I'm doing. So like whatever that is, whether it's like if it's your career, then yes. But it's like I said the same like applies to like being like a dad or
yes,
something.
absolutely. That's a good point. Right. Yes, that's fair. Yep.
All right, in last place for Jay with 18% is Slytherin.
Really? For the audience?
way.
That's crazy. I thought people would try and choose the Slytherin answers for me because that's what I've always like identified as with. I just put up a TikTok last week where I did like a little quiz thing and it put me in Slytherin.
No
so that's so
way.
funny.
Oh man. Okay, that's fascinating.
All right.
Okay, so Slytherin is just out.
All right,
Right?
they're gone.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
That is
where do we
correct.
end up?
Alrighty, and in third place for Ben with 18% is Gryffindor.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
All
All right.
So you're in one of these two.
Okay. Yeah, I want to hear Jay's.
Okay, yeah, what's my third one?
In third place for Jay with 18% is Gryffindor.
Wow, we're like the same, so this is gone too. So
Oh my
we're either
gosh.
in Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw.
Which are, at the very least, these are the last two that we had on the table.
These are the ones we chose, we thought.
We thought, yeah. Okay, I think Gryffindor, from a quiz standpoint, has a lot of that, like, bold, proud, like
charge in.
yeah, exactly.
A lot of bravado.
Yeah, bravado.
bravado.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. I would say right now, when I get into the office in the morning and I'm picking my coffee mug, I have been picking the red mugs for the past year at least. So it's interesting because that is like the one that I feel like I have like finally, after all this time, kind of been like gravitating to in like a rather like subconscious way. Like, I've been like just walking in, we have so many bugs, and that's
Yeah.
like I grab it for some reason,
Right.
you know. So I don't really know why.
There you go. That's the one you want to be.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a piece of that. Maybe value bravery, I guess,
Right.
on some level. But how about you? Are you surprised that Gryffindor's out?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not in particular.
Okay.
No, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with being Gryffindor. That is like, if not, I usually associate with Slytherin, and then if not Gryffindor, I'm like, I know that like whenever I've taken the quiz myself, I usually get Slytherin or Ravenclaw, but I think if not Slytherin, I would, my next choice would be Gryffindor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're jumping to first place for Ben with 36% was Hufflepuff.
Oh, there it is.
And then Ravenclaw was 30% for you.
Okay, so 36 to 30, so there you go.
So pretty close, pretty
Yep,
close.
Not too bad.
Wait, so 36 was my percentage?
Yep.
That's amazing because that is also my favorite number.
Wow,
fun.
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
Did you say that
fascinating.
earlier today?
Huh?
Weren't you saying that 36 was going to come up for me
yes,
today?
I absolutely did. Yes, we were talking earlier about the Bader Meinhof thing, and I told Isabel that 36 is going to come up later today at some point in time.
And it did.
There you go. All right.
Crazy. All right. And first place for Jay with 47% is Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Dang, 47.
47. Maybe
Hufflepuff
I
was
am
18%.
Ravenclaw.
Everything except for Ravenclaw was 18% for you, Jay.
Really? So I'm just looking.
I
So
chose your little
actually,
order.
so those three are actually all that's a tie.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Man, so I am perceived as valuing wisdom the
Yes,
most.
which, I mean, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
I guess not, yeah, because we talk about liking strategy and stuff all the time, and like I guess a lot of the J versus Ben is remembering stuff.
It's true.
Trivia
It's true.
and stuff.
And you are kind of like dominant in that particular arena.
Oh, well, we'll see. I don't know. I guess as we're filming this, we actually don't know the results yet
Of the end of year
the
J
end of
versus
year
Ben
one,
challenge.
so,
I know.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well that was absolutely fascinating. So I guess for the year I am just a tried and true Hufflepuff.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for sorting us.
I know that. I feel like I learned a lot about myself and at least what I'm putting out there. All right, guys, before we go, I want to tell you real quick about our brand new Wizard Candle Club that we are launching over on Carlin Brothers Mercantile. The way it works is that every month you get a brand new magically inspired mystery scent. And when we were thinking, how do we want to launch this? What shall be the first scent? We didn't have to think too long before it became pretty obvious. Oh my gosh, this is our January candle. It smells like, can you guess? Lilacs. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And what makes them extra magical is that after you finish burning all of the wax off of the candle, there's like a collectible unique charm in each one. So at the end of the year, you'll have like 12 different charms. You can head over to CarlinBrothersMercantile.com right now to sign up. And if you sign up and subscribe, you get 10% off. So link in the description down below. Super excited for this. Hope you get to smell it. Happy 2024.
Do you think you can embrace your inner Ravenclaw?
Certainly I can, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ravenclaw supremacy.
I feel like
Fly high.
I feel like whenever you would wear like a Ravenclaw thing, you'll also have like your Slytherin like undies on or something.
Slytherin would not let you know.
Right,
He was in
right,
Slytherin.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh man. Well, that was so interesting. I had no idea what to expect. But I don't disagree with a lot of the audience's answers. I feel like I can see how they got there.
I straight up disagreed with a few, for sure.
Yeah, right. That's true. So
Yeah.
maybe you won a couple of points back there.
Maybe,
Somewhere along the
we'll
way.
see.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Either way, super fascinating. Thank you guys so much for voting and helping us determine what house I guess we should be in. And if you want to see us sort each other or just take the quiz ourselves, you can click on either of these videos right over here. But otherwise, Happy New Year! Can't wait to for you to see all the videos we have planned for the year. But until next time,
Bye.